welcome back to Switch to Linux. The cat ran away. Like, he was laying there forever, and then all of a sudden, right before we started, he just decided he was sick of laying there, and so he ran off and became a space alien. What can you say? I'm sure he'll be back, for sure. All right, well, greetings, everybody. Welcome to our unusual time for our news today. Usually we are at 9 or 11. Today we are at 8 because I need to be available later on for another purpose. So, hello there, Ryan. Greetings, Lance. Hello, Joe King. Joe King, have you ever seen the movie Joe the King? Curious. Linux Snap, how's it going there? Anyone that's unaware, this is my new channel from Piggy Uniform. Go ahead and resub me if you were before or you were waiting. Okay, I will probably start uploading the first 2 videos in a couple weeks. Kitty.exe is missing. No, in the web world, we call it 404, cat not found. So, we are talking today a little bit about some Microsoftiness. There's just been weird stuff in the news lately. I don't know what's going on with Microsoft. They've lost their ever-loving mind. We're going to get into Microsoft after our first section. Our first section, I have the majority of articles picked out in Scary Tech. And then we're going to do a couple of Microsoft articles. I had one article under what I called Social Invasion. Should include some Skype stuff in there, too. A little bit of strange privacy stuff, a couple little net neutrality updates, and we have an okay then. So we're going to go ahead and have a look at those. Let's go ahead and get started talking about Scary Tech, shall we? So let's go ahead and jump on over here. This is my nice Scary Tech. So this is funny, you know, those exciting little segues out there, right? Yeah, now they're getting hacked. People can take control of them and start them, stop them, do it all sorts of other fun stuff while somebody's riding it or not. You have a ghost segue, like the latest horror flick or something. And what was made worse about these are the Segway Mini Pros. Why is everything a Mini Pro all of a sudden? Like, and Pro's not even Pro anymore. Pro meant professional, okay? We don't need, like, I'm not sure there's too many people running around on Segways who are professionals, particularly these mini Segways. But they have these social GPS tracking embedded in these things. So social GPS tracking, basically, this thing is somehow or some reason why controllable on your smartphone app, which makes no sense to me. But basically, you get the thing going, and you can pull up your app, and you can see how many other people have one of these awesome Segways nearby. I guess y'all can have a Mini Pro Segway flash mob? I don't know. I'd be running scared. All right, but apparently, according to this GPS social tracking system, the cat's looking at the alien. He's like, "There's an alien in my place." Hold on. Cat's like, "There's a space alien up there. What's going on?" All right, so basically, now with the social app, a potential hacker could even see where these things are, and it's the Bluetooth embedded technology that caused the problem with these. And speaking of Bluetooth embedded technologies are always internet ready, etc., etc., etc. Finally, the FBI gets involved and says, "Hey parents, if you have these internet connected toys, be careful." Well, I was reporting on this months ago. What took the FBI until this week to announce it? So basically, there's an FBI public service announcement warning people about internet-connected toys. Well, it's about time. Jeez. I'm going to need my hat. Thank you, Mr. Alien. I'm going to borrow your hat for a minute here. Like, this is crazy. All right. So, basically on this one here, we have these internet-ready toys that link to the internet either directly through Wi-Fi or via a device with Bluetooth. So, you know, you hook these things up. And now with this modern era, I think the biggest challenge from these devices, these toys, are not always necessarily the parents who, yeah, maybe. But I think that one of the things that is the biggest concern for me is the grandparents who just thinks this internet connected stuff is the coolest thing. And what grandmother would not like to get their grandbaby this nice little Bluetooth internet-ready alien that can watch them. And the FBI's noting here some interesting things. That sensitive GPS location, there's visual identifiers from pictures, photos, known interests. All of these things, if you're a fly-on-a-wall hacker, listening in on these things, you can garner a lot of a child's trust by simply picking up context clues. Like, if you figure out the name of the neighborhood kid's blankets named Blanky or maybe Pinky or whatever. Wasn't it Pinky, that Manny's blanket on Diver Wimpy Kid? I think it was Pinky, wasn't it? Or I don't know, I don't remember. But anyway, if you're a fly-on-the-wall hacker that you've hacked into your children's smart toys because you're close enough and you're some crazy psycho next door, then you can key in on these little things and, garner the child's trust. And this is kind of dangerous. And so finally, it's about time that the FBI gets in on this and starts warning people about it. Oh, of course, what consumer laws are there to protect my children? Oh, the COPA law. And if you remember, I have talked about this before. I mean, weeks ago, months ago, really, about how a lot of companies are overstepping the COPA laws by doing things such as linking the child's safety account with the parent's account. It allows them to collect every bit of data to completely circumvent COPA because the parent has quote unquote accepted. It allows them to collect all of this data on a minor. And so really there aren't any rules to protect your kids. Just keep internet available aliens away from your children. Roger. All right. So that's kind of that, which is kind of exciting. Don't worry. Not everything that is internet connected, robo, smart, whatever else is intelligent, because in this case here, a automated security robot decided to throw himself into a pond and kill himself. So, that's exciting. Let's go ahead and check in on the comments before we dig in on this suicidal robot here, shall we? Oh boy, and it looks as I find my... Where are my comments? There's my comments. Looks like as I find my comments, I have someone who wants to come up and say hello.
Greetings, everybody. I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.
Yeah. All right. So he wants to come up and visit for a little bit. All right. Let's see what we got on our comments. Let's see. Greetings, Peter. How's it going there? TBH, I made no announcement I was getting a new channel. Yes. All right. Turn on the fire. I will eventually turn on the fire today. I'm pretty sure about that. Profit or security? Profit. Security, you just pay the little 2% fine when you're finally caught violating security. It's all about the profit. People, it's called an iPhone because they never use them for calling and texting, which is about to be my only phone. All right. Greetings, JJ Game. Hello, Kyrie, and hello, NI. You're back. Where were you? I haven't seen you in a while, NI. How's it going? All right. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and have a quick look back at this article here. We got the security guard robot ends everything. You know what? He was just thinking bad thoughts. This is the same model robot that ran over that poor kid in that mall, and I think that he might have just flashed in the same memory. He had these horrible thoughts of injuring this poor little child, and he just couldn't take it anymore, and so he just threw himself into this watery pool. So, that's all it was. He just wanted to end it all. And so basically the kind of take-home message here, I think, is that, well, maybe our jobs will not be totally replaced too soon. Of course, the company sent them a new robot, and they're using this as a learning thing. Oh, maybe we need to determine if there's steps. Apparently, he would have fallen down steps, apparently. I don't know how that would have happened, but he just decided to go swimming. I mean, that's all it was. He decided to go swimming. He forgot he was a robot, and, So anyway, the night security robots. Now, the idea with these is if you had 5 or 6 different security guards, you lay off every security guard except one guy to man the thing, and your robots would be out doing the patrolling, calling the police, whatever else was out there. And so, those are kind of the things that we need to keep in mind, is that these robots are coming, and they're using all of these things to my cat just decided to change the scene on us. He came up and tapped the keyboard. What? You want to go back to the comments? All right, everybody. I think the cat wanted to see the comments. He wanted to say that he's cute in the comments, so let him know if he's cute. All right. But anyway, the robot invasion is going to come over. They are going to be taking over high-end jobs, low-end jobs. I mean, you can use these robots now to, as lawyers. There's a robotic system that's designed to help you find every loophole to get out of your parking tickets or traffic tickets. Then, of course, the company selling those is now turning around and selling the robots to the municipal buildings to fight their own automated system, so that basically what's going on is the municipalities where you can utilize this robot to get out of your traffic tickets, well, it's overwhelming the traffic courts with all of the paperwork. And so now they want to reciprocate by having auto robots on the other end to help backtrack. So the robots are taking over. Of course, you can get them now to medically diagnose, etc., etc., etc. So that's kind of what we're looking at there. Of course, home automation is still coming around. Sears Holding, of course, they've been struggling with potential bankruptcies for a long time. What better way to get Sears sales back up than to not only offer their appliances on Amazon, but to fully equip them with Alexa. So now you can get your 10 more appliances that you can talk to. Hey, fridge, how much milk do I got? Use better grammar, Dave. So basically now Sears and Amazon are doing a deal where you will now be able to pick up 10 more products from Amazon equipped with Alexa, so you can smart automate your home in these this is getting crazy. Oh boy. Oh, by the way, there's still more robots roaming around. This looks like a similar robot as the kinds that are throwing themselves into watery graves, but in this case, what's going on is this company is delivering robots to South Korean airports to meander around, clean things up, automated vacuums, and self-help kiosks. So if you're lost, you can go up, show the thing your boarding pass, and it'll point you in the right direction. And it might just maim a couple children along the way, but we never really know. Because, the evil tech's taking over, the robots are coming in, God forbid we could learn how to read our own boarding passes and read some airport terminal stuff. But, these robots are fluent in 4 languages. I think it's English, Japanese, Korean, and Chinese, I think it was. Korean, English, Chinese, and Japanese, which are the 4 most popular languages at these particular airports. And so, you have these robots are coming in. So now, of course, this takes place of some more people. And, we're going to look up one day and look back and go, we're all super highly in debt. We got all sorts of issues and all sorts of payments we need to make. We're too busy streaming everything on our streaming services and cable and internet and 4 different video streaming services. And all of a sudden, we don't have any jobs because the robots took them all. But, it's okay. We'll all just become socialists or something. I don't know. Of course, what would the world be without cars going in automation? I don't know where all these evil tech articles were going. So basically now, autonomous cars will bring about forced obsolescence to cars. So this is, of course, an interesting issue, because with the forced obsolescence issue into cars, it's one thing when Microsoft decides that your processor is no longer valid for updates, and so you can't get updates to your computer and you have to buy a new computer. But imagine having to do that every couple years with your car. We're just going to get to a model where everyone's going to be leasing their cars. That's the worst thing you can possibly do. Man, we need a system where my car is not that dependent on computers. I do not want my car internet connected. I do not want my car sensing what else is on the road. I don't want any part of that crap. But this is what's happening is now with all these, we're talking about different levels of automation. Now we have this is the Audis, the level 3 automation. The level 5 is fully unmanned, complete automated. That's kind of what we're going towards. A lot of these companies are getting, level 1, level 2, level 3. This guy's a level 3, and then 4 and 5. What happens is, as the technology moves on, the software in the car becomes so obsolete, but the hardware cannot keep up with the software, and it just ends up getting to the point where your cars just brick. So imagine having to go out and buy a new Audi every 3 or 4 years because of that. I mean, let's see, when's the last time I bought a car? Well, I guess I did buy a car in 2013 when one of my cars was on the other end of the country. My other car was in this state. The engine block finally blew up. I went to a dealer, dropped cash on a couple $1,000 car, drove that thing for 9 months, sold that. But the car I have now, I think I bought it in 2009. And, if I can get 10 years out of it, great, and that's just doing good maintenance. And so it's becoming a major problem when the tech moves into huge ticket items like the cars. And as that starts to happen, then it gets to that point where we have to replace things so much, but we're already so close. It's so hard. I mean, it's doable, but it's hard to save up enough cash to buy a car for cash and then keep that long enough to keep the next car around. But what's going to happen is the death cycle of cars will start increasing to the point where we got to get a new car every couple years, not because there's something mechanically wrong with the thing, but because the stupid car, the software goes out of date. And that is the stupidest crap I've ever heard of, when the software on your car goes out of date and then you have to get rid of a perfectly good car. If we just stripped out the computers, we did all this stuff, we went back to a car, you push a gas pedal, you push a brake pedal, you change the oil, you put in gas, and you go. But now we're getting to the point where the companies want to destroy us so bad that they are going to push software updates to brick cars simply because the car's too old to run this software. So we got to get it off the road, and now that's going to force you to buy a new car. It's going to push us into absolute poverty, except for the top couple people who run the big companies, and that is it. We are going to be hurt. And it turns out that's actually Lyft's model. This is an interesting series of articles. Of course, they call Lyft here is calling the car ownership is a $9,000 ball and chain. $9,000 ball and chain. What's their solution? We're going to own all the cars, auto everything, and then now we want the full level 5 automated cars that's only owned by us and other guys like Uber and, other great companies of awesome integrity. You don't have to worry about a car anymore because we're going to have all the cars. You don't need a car. It costs you $9,000. I did a little bit of math. Okay, I did some math. And I did a little bit of looking around, and it turns out that the average Lyft ride, a one-way-ish ride, is about, I think it's like $12 or $15. I'm just going to say $15. Now, because we're not talking about taking the thing 3 blocks. We're talking about, look at our current model. Where I live right here, the average person who has a job has to travel about 10 miles. So you're paying about $1 a mile, you're paying a $4 fee up front, anything else, so we're looking at about $15 one way for a ride. Multiply that by 2, and assuming that you work 5 days a week and 50 weeks out of the year, you are paying $7,500 for your Lyft rides, people. I'd rather own my car for $9,000 than pay Lyft $7,500. At least I have something that belongs to me. But that is the biggest problem with all of this crap, is they're coming in and they just want to say, get rid of all this. This is all good for you. We're going to get rid of your $9,000 ball and chain. You're just going to be dependent on us when you want to go somewhere. And that is destructive for us. And that is why every single time you happen to call an Uber, you call a Lyft, you call whatever else, a poor kitty like this gets clubbed. Okay? We gotta be careful with this stuff. It's one thing to leave your car at home every now and again while you go out on the night on the town and grab one. Wouldn't even really recommend that necessarily, because it puts too much money and thus too much power into the hands of the companies that all they want to do is get level 5 self-driving cars. They don't even have to pay people anymore. And guess who owns those cars? The big company owns those cars. So now instead of you putting $9,000 into your own automobile where you have the freedom to go here or there or wherever else, now you're giving that same $9,000 to them instead. Give us your $9,000 because it's a $9,000 ball and chain, no matter if you own your car or if you're using their car. Wake up, people. Wake up. I think it's about time to look at our comments, isn't it? Wow. Greetings, a shark. How's it going there? Perhaps he became self-aware, realized he was running Windows 10 and took the easy way out. Yes, I would kill myself if I ran on 95 and Windows 10 too. It'd be worse if I was on Windows 10S. It's not every time. Easy to watch lives at 9. Yeah. Okay. No, these robo people are bad or good. Can never view live videos. Love all the posted ones. A UK USA format thing? I don't know. Or Opera. It's Opera. Opera does not handle HTML5 well, and so yeah, generally you don't want to use Opera. If you're concerned about other things, I'd use Firefox or Chromium or something. Use those if those are options. But yeah, HTML5 does not work on Opera, and it does cause a lot of problems on the web. That's actually why it's not a real good system to use. 115 in UK. All right. Okay. As I pull the cat plate off my table, my cat starts crying. Have to, but I love... Okay. All right. Hey, there you go, Peter. There you go. There's fire. I went on fire for you. Robots don't pay tax. I liked... was it Bill Gates, I think, was suggesting... Or was it maybe not him. Maybe somebody else was suggesting companies have to pay taxes anytime a robot takes over a job a human could do or something. I don't know. I'd be in big favor of that, but I don't know. Australia, I get okay, just need notifications, enable with the stream, and had the option to give heads up for this live stream. All right. Yeah, apparently a lot of people are not getting notifications of streams. Lord forbid YouTube actually informs somebody when a stream you want to see is actually going on. No. Over here, you can't own a car over 10 years old because of emissions, we're told. Actually, you can have pretty good emissions on older cars, too. That's crazy. Where are you, Shark? What country's that? Working on a Raspberry Pi Google Assistant for my car. Oh. Make it a start page assistant instead. Do something other than Google. But awesome. I like it. Very cool. Tablet overheating because of fire. Sweet. That's the business plan. Yep. Grow up, I want a car that drives. Fire. How long before we have Linux auto root your car? That'd be fun. I'd be the one in there in the engine block looking for the Wi-Fi adapter and pulling that bad boy out. It's actually what I did on my Windows. Actually, I did it on my NAS too, just in case there's any weird thing where somebody could get close to the wall where the thing is and hack into the thing through the Wi-Fi card. I disabled the Wi-Fi card because I want the NAS just on the hard line anyway. So that's that. All right. Easy on the caffeine. Never caffeine. Lots of caffeine. Rather drive a plastic car than this crap. Google car is the government's car. What are you using instead of Skype? I'm still using Skype because they have not bricked my Linux Skype application nor my Mac Skype application. So I'm just not using it on tablets anymore. Eventually I will figure that out. When I have figured something out, I will let everybody know. Part of it's I'm a pretty busy guy. I just don't have the time to throw an entire day at figuring out what options are out there. I still have my list, and I'm still having people give me recommendations that I am going to consider all of those. And so, I'm slowly whittling things down as I talk to people who do more of them. So Server advice I got is buy the most reliable car your ego will allow. Yep. Need more news? Switch. Take a look at the fact Chromium's web browser now records your voice. Chrome or Chromium? Shoot me an article on that, please. That would be awesome to look into. I'm not a huge fan of Chromium myself. I use Chromium for my YouTube accounts. I use Firefox for everything else. Bill Gates' kids use Linux. Sweet. Ireland. Okay, so Ireland cannot have 10-year-old cars. Okay, that's good to know. Google Assistant on Car Pi because I run it on Python so I control anything it can do. Okay, all right, that's good. Best virus ever. Infect all Windows machines and force them to use Linux for a week. All right, well, are we ready to start looking at a little bit of Microsoftiness? Microsoftiness. Okay, this is exciting. So Microsoft's, of course, you can now buy their new Surface. So they had the Surface Pro was out, a little bit ago. The Surface is now available, so you can come in here and develop your own Surface laptop. You have all of these awesome colors. Look at these colors. They just rock. Aren't these beautiful colors? All right, so you can go ahead and do this. Of course, we get all these sales things with very little specs, and we'll get to the bottom, but here's your burgundy, platinum, cobalt blue, graphite gold. Well, we'll pay attention to the images here. Okay. Apparently Microsoft's gone feminist, so we have our female pictures there. What? Where are the men? Do men not use computers? No, real men use Linux. I know, but... Oh, hey, there's some men. All right. Whew. I was going to say, these guys are becoming sexist or something. All right, so here you can come in here. So these computers, these new Surface computers, 4 gigs of RAM, 128 gig hard drive, a Core i5 starting at $1,000, and they run Windows 10s. Very interesting. Haven't I been talking about Windows 10s for quite a long time? All right. This is an interesting thing, and it keeps on coming back to this because, this is Windows. We're talking about Windows. We're talking about buying a $1,000 computer, and they want to ship you a substandard computer that is behind a walled garden. You cannot edit the host file. You cannot install your own external programs. Everything that you do relies on the Microsoft Store, which guess what that requires? Oh, that's right, a Microsoft account. See, if you have the Windows Home Edition right now, or you buy a Pro Edition, you can start this guy up with a local account. But if you are dependent upon this, now I do not know if you can start up a Windows 10s computer. That's a good question to have. I'm going to look that question up right now. I'm curious, and I am thinking that a lot of this push to Windows 10s is to force people into Microsoft accounts. Let's see. That's Windows 10. I'm doing it on another browser. You can't see the browser I'm looking at. Let's see. See, everything here is Windows 10. Does anybody know if you can use a local account on Windows 10s? I totally forgot to look into that. Let's have a look here. See, all of my information here is going back to just the basic Windows 10 and older articles. Let me look at the last month. Let's see what that looks like. I cannot find any information on a Windows 10s local account. I really think that what Microsoft is doing is, with people having, even with the Windows 10, the basic home editions, it's become a problematic thing because Microsoft still does not know who, despite making as hard as it is in Windows 10 to actually create a local account instead of a Microsoft account. I really think that they're really trying to force everybody into that Microsoft account. It's just becoming so hard to not use that Microsoft account. And even if you get one of these things, and these computers for sure have free upgrade to Pro, but you still have to go to the Windows Store to get it. What do you need to go into the Windows Store? You have to have a Microsoft account. I think that a lot of the push behind this Windows 10s is that it's not that they're necessarily trying to lock it down as much as they are trying to make sure that they can keep track of everybody who is on a Windows computer. Because my Windows 7, my Windows 8, I've never registered a computer with Microsoft. I've never created a Microsoft account to tie into my computers. I've never done any of that, and I think that that is hurting Microsoft's intention to collect all of the data they want to collect. And so by forcing you to have a Windows 10s, even if it is a free upgrade to Pro, you are bypassing the ability for the person to not have the Windows 10. Now, I guess that you can purchase a Windows Pro access key elsewhere and use it to turn it into Pro. However, even that proposes all of these extra barriers. And anytime you have extra barriers to things, you're gaining the challenge and the problem by which you make it harder. For example, even if you do not qualify for the free upgrade, and I'm not sure if you create the account and even get the free upgrade, if you have to give a credit card, but for sure, if you have to purchase the upgrade for a measly $50, in addition to the price of the computer you just paid, you still have to buy it through the Microsoft Store and link your credit card to the Microsoft account. We are getting to dangerous territory, and we need to use our brains and stop using Microsoft and use Linux when we can. It's not that I'm a crazy Linux fanboy, except I don't know, I might be. It's the fact that we need to use our brain and stop giving Microsoft all of this data about us. Stop forcing us onto your account. Stop forcing us to give you our credit card numbers. Stop collecting all of this data. Stop tracking everybody using your operating system. Let me have your computer or go away. Because I can download a Linux distro, I can run a Linux distro, nobody knows who I have unless I let them know about it. And that's the way it should be. Because I do not need Microsoft keeping track of all that. All right, I'm going to look back at the comments here real quick. Greetings, Lamer Linux. Yeah, you missed the whole scary tech part, which I still need to change my my view. Let me just go back to the comments over here. I'll switch back to the main website one next. Hey, Mark, how's it going there? Real men do use Linux. All right. Refurbish a 2008 MacBook with 4 gigs of RAM, 120 gigabyte hard drive, 2.4 gig processor for $130. Yeah, you know, I really think Microsoft is really following Apple too far down the rabbit hole here. We're going to give you kind of older processors, older crap, older junk, and we're just going to charge you an arm and a leg and hope that nobody cares or notices, you know? Of course, I think that these processors are still way better than the ones you're getting on the MacBooks right now. But yeah, that's the difference. It's a very similar build for $130 versus $1,000. Use of Google Tabs, eavesdropping. Okay. I'm going to have a quick look at that. If I can copy it without copying Mark's image there. Not sure why I just booted that up in Chrome, but okay, I guess I did. No, I accidentally did a search in DuckDuckGo. No, I don't want to do a search in DuckDuckGo. You suck. Is Google eavesdropping on Chromium users? Ooh. All right, I'm going to have a read through that article later on, see if I can come up with a comment to it. And 100% read most of its copy, but correct. Okay. All right. They do force. That's why I use Windows 7. I don't think $999 this thing is worth it. Yeah, you know. Hate Windows 8 and 10. Laptop is so expensive. Yeah, and like I said, they're following Apple's model. Excessively pricey stuff. And by the way, if you looked at the iFixit thing on these Surface laptops, they are completely, like, at least Apple notebooks have a fixability score of like 1 or 2. These things have zero. They are completely held together with plastic and glue. You have to tear the thing apart to get to the components that cannot be swapped or replaced because everything is soldered together. These things are crap, but they're excessively expensive crap. That's forcing you to have a Microsoft account. That's kind of exciting. Best Windows is XP. Best Windows is Linux. There you go. Where's Kitty? I don't know. I have no idea where Kitty is. He's not over here right now. I will find Kitty before we're done. Leave Windows behind in the dust. Yep, absolutely. Install. Windows 7 you can't install. The games you can find only... Hey, there's the Kitty. Kitty just showed up. I got Windows 10 and Ubuntu. Oh. Windows 7 was the last Windows OS worth having. I agree with you. I mean, I don't mind Windows 8 either. Kitty! For you guys who didn't see Kitty, here's your Kitty fix. I don't really mind Windows 8 either, 8, 8.1. It's not my favorite OS. It seems to be patched together and pretty junky, but at least it was still not totally as spying and integrating as 10, but still, Windows 7 or bust. In my case, unfortunately, it went to bust, so I just went to Linux instead, There you go. More metal in old MacBook made of plastic than in modern Surface laptop. Windows 7 still collects data if you're updating it. Yeah, there is a lot of telemetry in there that they are backporting. Of course, I do have another fun Microsoft article. This is kind of based on their quarterly reports. Guess what? Office 365 revenue surpasses traditional licenses. Isn't it funny how once you have a cloud-based platform that people have to renew every year, that the revenue tends to surpass the old ones? I mean, guys, I bought Office in... Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I bought Office 2007, I think in 2008 is I think when I bought it. Give me that. Give me that. No, give me that. Get off my desk. Kitty's a little spoiled right now. He wants, no. What, you want to go say hi to people again? What? What do you want? What do you want? No, you can't have my pen cap. That's mine. Nope. That's mine. It's hiding. I bought Office 2007 back in 2008, and I hated Office 10, so I never wanted to upgrade. And Office 707 still works on my Windows 7 computer, and so that's what I run. That's what I'm using right now if I'm on Windows. Although usually if I need to write a document or use Office or anything other than somebody sending me a project spec or something, I usually just turn around and do it on the Linux computer on LibreOffice. But now with this new Office 365 model, they figured out, hey, we're just going to sell this as a subscription model instead of a software package. And so now we're just going to force everybody, there to purchase this annual subscription, and surprising, they're making all this. But let's think about this for a minute, okay? Let's think about this in terms of societal good. Is it good for us to be spending $100 every single year on a software package, or is it better to just use LibreOffice, which works perfectly fine on all of the three major platforms? I don't even know if more of the platforms would work or not. But on Windows, on Mac, that's what I run on my Mac because I'm not buying Office for Mac. I run LibreOffice over there. I run LibreOffice on all my Linux computers, and I still have Office on the Windows 7 computer just because I have Windows 7 over there. And so with that respect, what's happening is now we have to push more of our income towards Microsoft. So more of our income's going towards Microsoft, and more is going to Microsoft, more is going to Microsoft, to the point where now Microsoft's revenue has surpassed $23.3 billion. I I think that society would be a little bit better if a whole lot more people, like, okay, Microsoft's got a lot of money, and I'm not against a company selling a good product and selling a good service and making a profit. I'm not against that. But this is a huge global national corporation that is now every person that's using the Windows system, that's using the Office system, that's using all these systems are having to pay extra hundreds of dollars when our finances are hurt, people are losing their jobs, we're losing our jobs to the robots, our bills are getting tighter, our cost of living is going up, everything is costing a lot more money, and now we're forced to, where before we could purchase an application and we just have to buy it if we wanted to go ahead and just keep that thing. But now, no, we're being forced into the cloud, forced into subscription services, forced into all of this stuff, where now we have to have the same programs. Push all the money to Microsoft. Keep giving them hundreds. Keep giving them hundreds. Keep giving them hundreds. Give them this. Subscribe to this. Subscribe to that. Give them our credit card. Every application has got to go through the store. Everything's here. You can't even download the thing anymore and put it on there. Now, this company, their profits are up $23.3 billion, while most Americans, and probably folks where you guys happen to be at as well, you're having a hard enough time putting food on the table. We do not need to be giving all this money for Microsoft. But I got news for you. Rather than just complain, let's all just tell everybody, hey guys, LibreOffice does everything Microsoft Office will, and it's free and it's open source. And if you got the extra couple bucks, please send some money to Libre so that they can continue doing their great support. But we do not need to continuously keep throwing hundreds and hundreds of dollars on subscription services to a company raking in billions of dollars when citizens from all over the world are having a hard enough time putting food on our table. Let's have a look at our comments, because it's been going crazy. Read one. Okay, let's see. They do force. Let's see. I didn't mark where I was. All right. Seven, you can do anything you want. That's why I use it. More metal in old MacBooks. Let's see. I think I read that one. Mine is separated from Microsoft. Also force installed Windows 10 multiple times. Yep. That's the thing. You know, they kept on forcing it on that. It's slimy company. That's why I'm just doing away from all their stuff. If you install security updates, they are really adding telemetry, not security updates. Yep. That's why I have mine locked down behind a pretty rigorous, pretty secret firewall, and I don't update it. If it bricks, it bricks. I got all my data. I do regular weekly backups. I'm not going to lose anything on that. Everything that's important is elsewhere on offline backups. You know, and if things gets bricked and the system doesn't die, it's getting Linux. I like it better than the new Office. Yeah, Libre, I hate the new ribbon, even in Office 07. Even though I've been using that program for over 10 years, and yeah, I bought it in 8. We had it on our Office computers when it first came out. So I've been using Office 07 for 10 years. I still don't know where everything is on that stupid ribbon, but I know exactly where it is on the toolbar, especially since I add it to the toolbar if I use it frequently. Thank you, LibreOffice. You decided to stay where it was 10 years ago rather than go stupid and go, Kitty wants the mouse. Actually, the kitty likes pen caps. He loves my pen caps, and so that's what he was after. I despise subscription models. I've been a long-time user of Popular Password Manager who are now strongly encouraging their local database users to move to the cloud. Yeah, no! Quick switch to KeePass XE. Yep, absolutely. And I did a nice video on KeePass, actually. If you don't know how to use it, it's very intuitive, But yeah, I mean, why would you possibly store all of your passwords in the cloud? This is asking for problems. Old gaming computers are irrelevant, more like non-PC performance on it. Remember Office 2013. Game computer best for using Windows 10. Core 7. All right. Yeah, I'm running. I wanted to build out this computer for with a Core 5 or a Core 7, but somebody handed me a Core 5, so I'm like, yeah, I'll do a Core 5, sure. Sounds good to me. Yeah, mine's i5 3570K. Run Swag Arch Linux, great. Problem running on Windows applications without Windows OS. There goes Windows emulator. Wine is not always working. 2 fires, 1 stream. Yep. Hey, Anarita, how's it going there? I'm on fire. Get the water. Hey, Kitty, you want to go get the fire extinguisher? Please? All right. I might need it. Try Crosshair. Sometimes it supports better games other than VM may work. Okay. What makes it so you can lose it on any... Yeah, don't update. Just keep a good antivirus. I haven't run antivirus on my Windows 7 computer since 2011. No problems. It's just what's between the computer and what's between the internet, man. That's what's important. Some changes are not for the better. Keeping things as they are is sometimes the best solution. On a Ryzen 7 workstation, using Windows 7 on newer Intel chips is incorrect. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh, Microsoft, they're raking in tons of money. Cloud revenue's up, Office revenue's up. You know. Even Xbox software and service revenue's up. Well, here's a fascinating article. Actually, I'm going to put this under the privacy. Amazon's testing out a new exciting thing. They got the Amazon Spark. Lord help us. It's the social invasion. That's all it is. Like, at what point in time can we please say enough with social media? Okay, so Amazon Spark is now, I'm not sure if it is already. I think it might already be there. So if you do happen to have a smartphone in the Amazon app, which I don't have, I delete the Amazon app. The first time an app, when I'm on a web browser and I click a button and it opens up an app instead, I uninstall the app. That's what I do. Because you know what? Amazon's mobile site works just fine. I do not need their stupid app. But if you do happen to have the Amazon app, you can now go in there and there's a section for Spark. Spark allows you to find friends and make social connections. And of course, what the objective is that you can take these social interactions and you can share these things, find people who have similar interests, and you can share with each other the things that you've bought on Amazon with a simple one-click button so you can buy it too. Oh, that last word just didn't come out. I said two. I just ran out of air. Because, so basically what's happening here is it's just simply a way that you can produce this other social thing, only everything that you see in the social thing is a buy now button on Amazon. Because of course, if you have these similar things in common with similar people, you might like the things that they bought. And so now it's just getting to force more stuff in your face that you didn't think you need. And you're like, buy now, buy now, buy now, buy now. And before you know it, your life savings has gone to Amazon. You know, we really don't need crap like this. Bad enough the thing exists. We don't need crap like this. You know? So, who can use it? Well, we invite all customers to enjoy the posts on Spark. I bet you do invite them all. Yes, you do. Probably annoyingly so. You know, what information is public? Anyone can view your posts, comments, and interests that you follow. Amazon profile? Oh, Lord. Do we really need an Amazon profile? Your purchase or browse history will never be shown. Your Amazon profile does show customer reviews you've written. Find Spark in the Amazon app for iPhone. Tap the main menu, programs and features. Tap Amazon Spark. No. Just makes me all of a sudden happy that I've actually deleted the app. Yeah, I don't need another social app to push things in front of my face that thinks I might need to buy. No, thank you. No, thank you. No. 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 So here's a question. Would you like to be forgotten by Google? So this was a case a couple years ago went through, and basically they came on down and France or whatever says, no, if this person wants off of Google, you got to take them off. Now, of course, to get this to occur, and kind of what started this to happen, is there was a guy that 15 years ago went through bankruptcy. And of course, bankruptcy documents are technically public record. So somebody somewhere did a request act, got all these bankruptcy records for whatever city, and posted them on the internet. So now, of course, Google has access to all these bankruptcy documents. Well, the guy 15 years later, has a better handle on his money, and he goes in and he wants to create a business consultancy. And when people were Googling his name for the business consultancy, the first thing on the list is this bankruptcy document from 15 years ago. But he comes in and says, Google, you need to take this down. This is a 15-year-old bankruptcy. You got to take this down. Like, well, you need to show up in our office. The guy, I think, lived in Australia at the time. It's like, so he has to fly from Australia to Washington, I think. I think Google's in Washington. And pay a lawyer all that time to sit here and argue this case to Google. Finally, they got something, and basically it was a right to removal where on certain countries the citizens could request that they be delisted from Google, and which is a kind of a big pain in the butt, but So now it's coming back, and a French privacy group demands global scrubbing of certain links, which, basically, if I want to not be found and I get successfully off of Google, I successfully get off of Google, in the States, you could tie into a VPN exit node for another country, or use Tor and use an exit node from another country, and you can find all the same results. So this group saying, no, you need to scrub these worldwide. Google's like, no, we're not going to do that. And so now we have this right to forget again. And I really think, like, this is one of those things that pisses me off. I'm trying not to go on fire again, although who knows, maybe I will. But the problem here that we have in this type of stuff is that here's this private company that is scraping up data about me, that some of it may be incorrect. Some of it may be incorrect. I have no recourse to fight it. I have no recourse to get it off. And anybody curious in my name can do a Google search and find it. And that's a problem. And I think we should have the fundamental human right all around the world to tell a company, you may not have my data. I would be in huge favor of such a law that absolutely demands you may not have my data, you may not market to me, you may not have it, because I got news for you. All of these people are coming out, scraping all these things. The companies are just sharing data back and forth. It's to the point where there's like 50 to 100 data broken companies, and there's only 5 of them you can request your information to be pulled off of. It's useless. Now, here in the United States, if you want to get off of mailing lists, there is a form you can mail in, and if you do that, you can get off of mailing lists essentially forever, unless you mail back in and do another thing. And I don't have all the information for exactly where and how to do that. But we need a law like that to measure the current countermeasures, because there is so much data leakage. There's so many companies being irresponsible. There's so many companies pushing out, hiring the lowest bidder, and they end up dumping boatloads of data, including apparently Verizon PIN accounts, onto unsecured AWS cloud servers because the lowest bidder really doesn't know how to do anything on AWS. They hey, yeah, we got AWS up here. We don't security groups. What are security groups? And so we get this fundamental problem that our data just leaks everywhere, and it will inherently get into the hands of scammers. And that's what we need to do away with, is just get those guys out of there. Just get that stuff out of there, And so with all that being said, we really need to get to this point where we can scrub globally. We should be able to have the right to have a simple Google form scrub this information off of Google. Period. Whether a global name or specific links. Because I'll tell you, there's links about me on the online that are completely not true. In fact, I had a contract dispute with a group a long time back. I literally could have sued them probably for a lot of money. I never chose to. But if you looked up my name, you'd find the document. It's a lie. They lied publicly. I don't have recourse. I don't care. I mean, I could have legal recourse, but I don't do that. I'll let God be the judge of all that crap. Oh boy. Not only is our data online not safe, but neither are our fingerprints. Now Delta is now like airlines seem to be very incompetent. Do we really trust them with all this biometric data? They're scanning our faces, they're scanning our fingerprints. Like, airlines have more biometric data against us than probably the FBI, except they're probably all owned by the same people. So anyway, but you know, this is creepy to me. Of course, you can pay the extra $179 per year for the quick boarding that scans your fingerprints. I'll keep my fingerprints and my $200 and just wait in line a little bit longer. Thank you. Oh boy, let's have a look at some comments here. Okay, still in place, mostly BS. Updates won't work, but patches unofficial. Let's see. Google really need to fix this thing. I've heard of several Xbox units just die on me. So frustrating. Move it to PS4, they really get online perks. Yeah. Squeezing an economically challenged populace for subscriptions is just wrong. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the thing that pisses me off about this current model that we have. Oh boy. See if I can get the kitty cam. Oh, nope. He sees a bug climbing up the table over there. It's quite cute. Go get your bug. No, don't come over here. Get your bug. Okay. I wanted to show you a cute display of the cat, but he's decided to come back over here. Social media not needed. Why in meow do we need Amazon shipping company to make social media? Well, you know, we don't need it, but they need it. That's going to increase their revenue. I mean, it's brilliant. It really is brilliance, but scary. Everyone on 10 so they can do that. Social media to buy stuff. Yep, that's all it is. So it's like they're thinking, you know, all these stars and whatever keep on ignoring the whole Instagram, make sure you say that this is an advertisement thing. Let's just literally make ours an advertisement thing. I mean, come on. Yeah. Had the thing forcing you to download Windows 10. Yeah. Actually, on my Surface, I forced it to play with Windows 10 for a couple days and uninstalled it real quick because it was scary. No social media to me is having friends over. Okay, social media to me is having friends over, have coffee and cookies, and catch up on things. Absolutely. That's the way to do it right there. Okay. Do what I do. Use laptops from non-technical people and rip the product keys. Remember when Amazon really just a cool bookstore? I do remember that. I still have some books on my shelf that it's very possible Jeff Bezos himself packed and shipped. Invasion of Social Snatchers will be coming to a theater near you. Yep. More social media. OMG, just bought this brand new hair bow. If you like my post, I'll give you one. Last time I used MS Office program was Windows ME days. ME! Ooh. Ooh. How dare you say Windows ME on this channel? bundled with the Windows ME system at the time. Switched to OpenOffice about '05, Libre 14 when I went to Ubuntu. Nice. Yeah, well, actually, I'm not even sure. I don't think it was Office that came bundled with ME. Back in that day, it was Works came bundled with Windows. So if you got a Windows system, you usually got Works for free because Office was kind of like the better paid upgrade, but Works would allow you to do some basic stuff. I might even still have a copy of Works laying around somewhere. Hey, it's US Today. I must have missed your... Oh, there you go. Yep. How's it going there? All right. I'm surprised Amazon hasn't started... Yeah. Well, I think the day they do that, I'm going to dump it. But, I mean, that's an interesting comment because... I'm in Pennsylvania where, Pennsylvania's got some weird liquor things. Well, they had weird liquor laws. Then a lot of stores have started to challenge it. And now it's getting to that point where every store you go into now, you can buy alcohol. And, I lived in other states where, you could buy alcohol in other stores. But even in those other states, there was a respectable separation. In Pennsylvania, the pendulum was way over here. You had to go to a state store to buy alcohol or a beer distributor to buy beer. It swung way over to this side to now in Wegmans, and I hate going there anymore because to buy food at the Wegmans Food Mart and sit down at the table with your family, you have to walk through an alcohol store. And I'm not a pure prohibitionist, but alcohol destroys lives. And if a person is struggling with an alcohol addiction, you can now buy alcohol in the gas stations. You can buy alcohol in the food shops, everywhere around you. If you want to get off of alcohol, you got constant triggers. It's getting to the point where you want the order up services to deliver the groceries to your house. You don't have to see the beer. But yeah, wouldn't surprise me if they start selling that stuff. Actually, wouldn't surprise me if they might in other countries. I don't know. I was shocked in my web development to learn that, here in the States, Google keeps their advertising respectable. You get into other countries, there's kind of more adult-themed AdSense accounts you can get. One of my clients has more of a seductive AdSense thing. It is officially Google. I mean, I've had access to the accounts, but it's, in another country, you can put essentially dirty Google ads on your site. Can't do that in the States, but other countries don't care as much. Disable NX on my CPU back in 2016 to get Windows 10 compatibility during tried upgrade, failed. I actually did have toast. Nice. Have an Amazon account, help me. I have an Amazon account too. Of course, I have Amazon links here. If you want to support the channel, Amazon's not bad. There are some things Amazon does that I like. I mean, I'm not anti-Amazon. There are a lot of cool things I like. Like, for example, now by using the gift cards, you can purchase things from Amazon paying cash. I like that. That's cool. In fact, after the last time I ordered something on Amazon, which was a few months ago, I took all my debit cards off the account. I do not have any of my banking accounts on Amazon anymore. So next time I need to buy something, I'm going to go down to the store, buy a gift card, put that in, and I'm just going to keep on refilling that gift card. That's what I'm going to do from now on. Can you delete yourself off the internet? You can't. Nope. Uh-oh. Toast. Do not make me hungry. My wife put me on a diet. Uh-oh. Literally, it sounds funny. Anna Rita, eat more fat. You eat fat, you are less hungry. You can actually cut your meals back. That's why I generally only eat one meal a day. I don't even remember. Did I eat anything today? I don't think I've eaten anything today. Oh, no, I had some chips and salsa earlier. I had some extra salsa in the refrigerator, so I bought some chips. Yeah, I had a few chips and salsa the other day. That's all I've eaten so far. I'm getting a little hungry, though. I think I might eat something after this. Use Amazon only for games and books. Tons of hats. Newegg gets all my money. All right. Just pull me back on just like the Godfather movie. Windows 10s sucks. Amen to that. I'd love Google to forget about me. I would love that, too. Google services I tend to stay away from. Yeah. Tom goes savage with language. They also need to forget about my search history as well. Yeah. Google collecting all this data about me is very similar to how credit rating agencies collect all my data. I never signed up for that. That's right. That's right. You know, I mean, the best thing you can do to avoid the credit agencies swapping up stuff behind you is to let your credit score drop to 0 by having no debt. Best thing you can do. I'll use one Google service. Yep, that's about what I run. I mean, I use a series of Google services for business stuff, but as far as personal things, I mean, other than the YouTube stuff, but, you know, I use them for businessy stuff, but, you know, I'm not about to give Google my emails, that's for sure. RuinMySearchHistory.com. Original YouTube owners need to buy back YouTube and make it good again. When Google bought YouTube, I wouldn't even need Google. Yep. YouTube Red is a mess, but I'm using the free trial. Yep. Can't wait for Switch to read the article and watch the fire burn. Yep, I will read it when we are done with the show, I think. Airlines, I'm good at not feeling like a bad guy. All right. Is my iPhone fingerprint scanner still safe? I put tape on mine. I don't trust the stupid thing. They say that it doesn't store the fingerprint. It stores biometric data points of your fingerprint in an encrypted format on your phone. I don't trust them. I don't trust they haven't sent that up to the cloud. I mean, come on, they'd have to send that up to the cloud for a backup. Not interested, thank you. No kitty cam. Actually, I do have a kitty cam. Whoa. Kitty cam. No. Hey, Tech Bismo. By the way, good evening. I am doing very well, Tech Bismo. How are you doing, man? Dude, all the Windows 10 crap, I've been using Arch Linux for almost a month. Amen to that. That's good. Windows is not for me. All right. I want to remember Windows CE, ME, and NT. Let's make some bricks. I do remember them. How do you think universities are going to cope with the switch from Windows 7 to Windows 10? I think some of them probably already, I'm guessing most of them probably already have. It's usually a slow process. It happens over the summer. And really, like a lot of university structures are actually done by using essentially, ghost workstations. So everything is centralized on the central data servers with home folders, much the same way you deploy some Linux stuff, really. And essentially what they do then is each workstation simply logs in, and there's a small hard drive. You can store a few local files, but most things are actually stored on the network. So really all you need to do is just push the shell and update the home folder. And so in reality, most of them already do stuff like that. So that's kind of it. Pub's open 11 in the morning here. Oh boy. Recently got a new phone that runs Android. I'm sad because the government is in my hands. So creepy. I don't want random fat alcoholic people staring at me from my smartphone. Root that bad boy and do something with it. Yes, I still have a Works CD somewhere. Yes, Microsoft Works. It sucks. Worse than Notepad. Two things Google does right. Designing YouTube. I don't know. Have you seen the new YouTube design? They're going with a big, flat, monotonous, ugly, horrible feces the rest of the internet's going with. You take that design back. YouTube, sure. Still using a rooted Motorola Droid. Come on. Google really needs to fix this thing. All right. Well, YouTube, because they bought that. Okay. Used to live in PA myself, back when we had the state stores and beverage distributors. Yeah, well, I mean, really, all that changed just in the last couple of years. In fact, Sheetz led the way, and so I pretty much stopped shopping at Sheetz. I'll stop by every once in a while, but I'm like, their gas is more expensive. They're pushing the front line to push alcohol into the stores, which I'm not against the sales of alcohol. I'm just against the sales of pushing alcohol in everybody's face. And that's kind of what they're doing. So I'm like, their gas is more expensive. you know, they're pushing for the whole alcohol thing. No, I'm just going to go other places. So there isn't privacy in the internet. No. All right. Windows 10s comes free, but so does Pro. What's the catch? The catch is you have to create a Microsoft account, log into the store, download it, and possibly give them your credit card number, which means that you are fundamentally letting Microsoft know who has access to Windows 10. And I think that that's the thing that that's the thing that they are most concerned about is if you if with the Windows 10 home model, it was much the same as the older model. They made it harder to not get a Windows 10, like a Microsoft account, but it was still possible. But if you're starting on the Windows 10S and you need to upgrade that to Pro, you still have to create a Microsoft account to go into the store to get the Pro. And so it's a way for them to track by Microsoft accounts who has Windows 10 running. Now, although you could probably delete the account later, and then it's unclear to me if you can actually get into the Microsoft, if you can get into the Windows 10s without a Microsoft account. I don't know if you can, and that's a curious question. But Tom, eating fat would make me fat. No, that is the biggest sham that the biggest dietary sham ever pushed on the American people, and then it was spread everywhere else. Fat does not make you fat. Eating fat actually causes your body to burn fat. If it is eating carbohydrates that makes you fat, because what happens is you eat carbs, it spikes insulin. Insulin drives the sugar back into the cells. To do so, it turns off fat metabolism, enables the liver and the muscles to grab some of the glucose. It takes all the fructose in the Western diet, puts that into the body. I'm not sure about Canada. I know Australia does not have fructose as much. I don't think they do anyway. But states, huge high amounts of high fructose corn syrup. The problem with fructose in the way that it is delivered to us in the Western diet without the fiber and the fruit is what happens to us is we get pushed the fructose, as we get pushed that stuff, what ends up happening is only our liver can metabolize it, and our liver gets overrun, and it produces the same exact byproducts of consuming too much alcohol. In fact, it's the same exact pathway. It is, I'm forgetting what the enzyme involved in that pathway, but there's two different pathway shunts that metabolize sugars. So as you eat sugars, it spikes insulin, it pushes fat storage, decreases fat metabolism, and then once the insulin goes back down, you get another buzz to want to eat sugar. And that's the concept of eating 3 meals a day. So if you eliminate or greatly decrease the sugar in your diet, switch to mostly fat, then your body is constantly used to burning fat. You do not ever get an insulin spike. It triggers the leptin in your brain that you're not hungry. You'll eat less, and your body will naturally burn the fat. So you want to eat more fat, but it's got to be good fats, not fake fats. You will absolutely avoid vegetable oils, margarines, anything processed oils. You want to do, if you're doing any cooking, it should be in butter or coconut oil. Olive oil is okay, but don't cook it. And eat lots of saturated animal fats. It sounds like the opposite advice that we've been hearing for years, but that's exactly what is going to make you thin. Shocking. Going to drink rum with Coke. Don't do that. Okay. I gave TechBizzo, HTC Droid DNA today. Actually helped me unlock the bootloader, get a custom ROM with Android 6, root the device. Nice. I'm gonna have to ask you, Piggy, for the best phones to root. Since I have not been able to jailbreak these and root other things, I'm gonna look specifically for an Android phone I can root, and I'm gonna run with a rooted phone for a while, I think. So I'll have to look into that. Give me your thoughts on the best ones to root. Ball goes, well, okay. So when does the government live in my phone and laptop? I'm switching to Linux. Yeah, they're already there. That sucks, but it's the big brother.
Meow.
The cat just looked at me. I meowed. He's like,
Meow.
okay. Microsoft works, but have you guys heard of WordPerfect? Yep. Do you know when Big Daddy will be live? I don't. Sometimes he is live Friday though, so he might be live. I don't know, 10ish maybe. Try that. I haven't chatted with him for a while. I might have to go send him an email. He's WordPerfect several years ago. Yep. Cat is adorable. Yes, he is. Years 2013, Amazon's latest service, Amazon Edibles. With advanced machine learning, they know when the munchies are going to hit and they serve you Doritos ads. Yep. Windows 10s, I see Linux gaming getting more accelerated. The quicker, the better. Absolutely. You know? Love your no. Okay, let's have a high IQ. Actually, my IQ tests have always shown pretty average. I'm just a hard worker and I haven't watched TV for years and I like a good book. Actually, the other day I was digging through some talks. But actually, this morning I was actually reading biochemical and physiological nutrition. I forget. To a channel made up called Switch to Windows, the only YouTube channel about Linux. It was 10s. Let's see. Look at Nexus phone. Unlocking bootloader and flashing twerp recovery is very easy. All right, I will look at some Nexus phones. And avoid alcohol. It is a fat. Yes, alcohol and fructose are actually essentially, biochemically, they're essentially the same exact thing. The difference is that alcohol will get you drunk and fructose will not. But if you actually side by side the long-term alcohol side effects and the long-term fructose side effects, they are identical outside of the chronic toxicity of getting drunk. Most OEMs allow for bootloader to be unlocked. Okay. Yeah, you know, I have the other one written down. Somebody else give me another one to look at. I'm going to add that to my list to look at real quick here. Okay, close that one out. All right, let's go ahead and jump back over to some articles. It's been a while since we've done some articles, isn't it? White House gives thumbs up to overturning net neutrality rules. Oh, God. I think we just need some people to understand what the internet is somewhere near Washington. Do you think passive osmosis would work if we just all showed up there just to go, net neutrality is bad, people? No, we need to keep net neutrality as it is. We need to not agree with what they're saying net neutrality is, and that's the problem. Is the ISPs who want to overrule it keep on clouding the issue, and it's causing too much confusion in the middle of it all. But anyway, Trump administration supports the FCC's commission to overturn net neutrality rules. Oh, we promise we will not regulate any of that. Nobody does any of this. Oh, whoops. Hold on. Wait, what? Yeah, Verizon just today. Verizon is accused of throttling Netflix and YouTube. It admits to video optimization. Basically, video optimization means that they will not stream any videos over 10 Mbps, even if your bandwidth would otherwise be more. So Fast.com is a Netflix owned, and it runs from their servers and makes it look like a video. So it's really hard to spoof out of it. And so they have this speed test, and basically they said that even if you're supposed to get much higher, and usually do get much higher bandwidth on your Verizon systems, they're still capping the video bandwidths at 10 Mbps. Guess what? This is a violation of net neutrality. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Broke my old phone with a firmware upgrade. Had Android KitKat. Just a smart cookie then. Well, I mean, actually, the nutrition stuff is what I have my PhD in, so that just kind of comes with the field. I'm going to take care of some half work. Okay, see you later, Lewis. It's something amazing. Schools in Europe are loading their school systems with Raspberry and OS, teaching students how to use the command line. That's awesome. Yeah. And fortunately, there's a lot of that type of stuff going around. Arduino, I think, has a lot of those as well. Avoid Verizon, Samsung phones. Bootloaders are always locked down. What I expect? Windows 10s article. What I saw? Donald Trump. Sorry, man. Didn't mean to scare you. Some of it depends upon where the phone was originally purchased. Like AT&T locks down their Motorola phones. Verizon might as well. And so it's kind of like you got to figure it out. And that's what pisses me off. Is like, if I want to buy a phone and I want to unlock the bootloader, let me unlock the bootloader, for crying out loud. If I break the phone, that's my own stupid fault. You know? I mean, what? If I own the stupid thing, I own the stupid thing. Give me access to my phone. All right, guys, are we ready for some sanity in our insanity, or maybe it's insanity in our insanity? I don't know. I don't know what this is. This is just great. This is awesome. Yeah. Anyway, under our category of okay, then, Texas Legend Foods issues an allergy alert on undeclared cheese and milk in queso. Okay, queso, if you're unfamiliar, is cheese dip. Recall notice? We have a misprinted label. The above lot number of this product contains undeclared allergens, milk, cheese, and eggs, and therefore represent a potential health hazard. So the company has issued a recall on their queso for containing milk and cheese. Queso is cheese. So the cheese is recalled for containing cheese. People, eat real food. See this company, Silver Star? Don't eat their stuff. Apparently they're not real food. If I have a milk or a cheese allergy, I probably shouldn't be eating queso. Yeah. That's what my thoughts are. Oh, boy. Donald Trump to me looks like Donald Duck for some reason. It's just because of all the media that doesn't like the guy keep on doing the stupid photos of him. You know, I mean, same could happen with anybody. And I think our country's too anti-Trump, you know, and we shouldn't be. You know, we got to realize that half of the country did vote for him. I mean, I don't support everything the guy does, but I certainly support a lot more than I think Hillary would have done, for sure. But at the same time, man, we were in dire straits either way. It didn't matter. Get unlocked SIM card phones. Yeah. Your own unlocked phone, take it anywhere to any system, no bloatware. Well, one of the challenges, though, Lance, is you have to take into account that some carriers like Verizon and I think T-Mobile are CDMA and AT&T and Sprint are GSM. And so you have to take into account that. Now, if you're in the States, if you're anywhere else, GSM pretty much rules the world. But here in the States, we have those other issues to deal with. Welcome to Linux. To switch to the government in your house. And the bootloader should work with any carrier and be unlockable. I mean, as long as sanity? Well, yeah, there's no sanity here. It's funny because all the students have found out how to enable Minecraft inside a Raspberry. Yep. Is it the Minecraft Education Edition, though? We need more engineers to become lawyers and judges and enlighten people on tech-related issues, but that takes too long and we need to start young for that to happen. Yeah, you know. My IT teacher says operating system equals Windows. You know, I was taking C++ in college, and we had finished this, and I was actually working on a Visual Basic program since I had access to the computer lab for that. I was actually working on a Visual Basic program, and in Visual Basic, I developed a software package that would allow me to convert between absolute errors and relative errors because they were kicking my butt in physics. So I went ahead and created a program to do all my conversions for me, tested everything out, worked out great. I showed the teacher the program at the end of the year. She goes, "Oh, I should have you give me some tips." I said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Oh, I'm teaching Visual Basic next semester. I've never seen the language before." Yeah, that's what's wrong with the education in America, people. Now, obviously, if you're a computer science professor and you know C++, you're not going to have a real hard time picking up Visual Basic for sure. But come on, can we not have some people who are actually like, you know what the word professor means? It means you profess to have knowledge in something. Okay? I do not want my professor of my class in Visual Basic to have never looked at Visual Basic. I want a professor in Visual Basic, particularly if I'm paying the amount of money that it costs to go to school. I would like to have a teacher that is qualified to teach the class that I'm paying for. Is that too much to ask for? I mean, I taught chemistry as a professor. Good thing I had 10 years in higher education in chemistry. Thank you. Those companies that offer codes to unlock your phone. Yeah. Not listing it contains cheese. That's right. The queso contains cheese, folks. I have a Raspberry Pi 2. A Linux Snap gave it to me. It has to get it back. Well, go ahead and give him that back, man. Raspberry Pis are awesome. You should go buy your own. Cheese dip. Why when I can just melt real cheese? Yep, there you go. Like a warning that says peanut butter may contain peanuts. That is right. I get the all natural peanut butter, so it's literally just crushed peanuts. And you look at the thing, and it says ingredients, peanuts, allergens, may contain peanuts. Oh God. If you've had space, you would try growing your own food. Yeah. Actually, even in my apartment last year, since I had a balcony that got too much sun, I wanted to be able to sit on the balcony and work on my computer. I got too much sun, so I built an aquaponics chamber instead. Grew some food on a balcony in an apartment building last year. I basically did a 5-chamber micro scale aquaponics system. It was actually quite awesome. I got some green beans off of it and a few other cool plants. It was neat. I don't think I have a place to put it here. Hey, Fernando, cool channel. Thanks, Fernando. Appreciate that. S7 is dual band. Will work on any system. All right. Need George Washington. Yeah. All new Verizon phones, I believe, are GSM because they use SIM cards. No, you still have the Verizon is still Verizon. They use SIM cards, but they are still CDMA. Yep. I looked into it quite extensively because I wanted to get a phone and flash Ubuntu Touch onto it. But since I was on Verizon and I didn't want to necessarily move over carriers at that point in time, I said never mind. Going to teach something she does not know. Yeah. Thank God for headphones. Hire someone. No, we're not going to do that, Linux Snap. False alarm. Yeah. TomandFire.exe. Would you run as an executable? No, I run as a bash command. Get it right. Oh, boy. That you were a professor in silent meditation. Nope. Nothing silent about me. Warning, Oreos may contain Oreo. Oreo. What's in the middle? The white stuff. Prepare for DMCA takedown, right? I sang a bad New Kids on the Block song. Weird Al song, actually. Is that a violation of copyright to sing a parody? Parodies are legal. Take your cheese because it's too much cheese on the cheese. And it's not being cheesy. A 19-year-old visual communication design art student that is forced to use stupid proprietary Adobe software. I refuse and use my version of Inkscape. Good for you. Most engineering professors are useless. I learned more from my associate's degree than I did from 4 years in university professors. Demiano, plain, thank you. Very nice comment. All right. His Piggy is now a Linux Snap. Yes, that is correct. Sounds BA. You should do a vid on it for not hearing your Hydro. Yeah, if I still had it up, I would. If I have any videos, I'll look through my archive. I thought I did some videos on it a while back. Maybe I'll look for them. What is my current Linux distro? My current Linux distro is Linux Mint Cinnamon 18.1 on this computer, and I have 18.2 on another computer. I would buy a Linux Mint phone if they made one. Yeah. Sound like a character from South Park.-- Warnings may contain warnings. Young folks go to community college and then 4-year degrees, save yourself all the debt, plus you learn more. And I agree with that. I mean, I went to a small state school for my undergrad and, a major university for my doctorate. And, I would not go to a major university for an undergrad. You will be shuttled around. You'll be taking major classes with 1,000, 2,000 other students. You'll have no communication with a professor. Everything you'll be dealing with is a basic a TA, a graduate student. You don't want that. You want to deal with an actual professor. So go to a small state school or a community college, get all those basic classes out of the way, just do the university for the final things that you need. Because secondary school, I knew more about technology than the teacher. He only taught woodwork, yeah. Buy an unlocked phone and buy a phone right out is the best thing you'll ever do. Yep. That's the thing. But, you got to be careful where your unlocked phones come from. Because, I mean, that's the thing. I don't know. It's crazy. Well, I think I've reached the end of my crazy things. We're getting near to the bottom of the chats. Anti-Google. You'll say gave me $200 Google phone. All right. Is there for a mobile version of Ubuntu? I do believe I could be mistaken. Well, what happened is they discontinued it. They announced the discontinuation of it in January. Last I heard from Brian Lunduke is a group of community volunteers are maintaining it now. And so I think it still exists. And if it still exists, I look at the KDE. KDE was doing what I thought looked like a much better implementation. It required Ubuntu Touch. And then you installed the KDE environment on top of the Ubuntu Touch. That was pretty cool. I just never got a chance to play with it at all. And there were some phones you could buy that had it pre-installed too. Yep. Don't forget my article. Your article is right here, and it's going... Actually, I'm going to copy it right now onto the... copy it right now onto my article of things to look at, so I will not forget it, and I will read it when I get the chance to read it. All right, well, I think what we will do is I'm going to switch to the kitty cam, and I think that we're going to give the kitty a little kitty treat, if I can, and then we will go ahead and wrap this bad boy up. All right, folks, have a good night, everybody.